jump in. You want a tissue? Because you can hear you
No, I'm good.
blowing when you're on the videos. You sure?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I did it this time with without the child restriction, and it says like there's a live chat now and everything.
Okay, good.
It's so weird that was such like a
I
little.
don't know any of that stuff. Stevie knows.
But it's so weird that it didn't even tell me.
Okay. You want to put it on now?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, that's what we got. 20 seconds. It'll go start exactly at 10. But, get it up there. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Good morning, guys. Saturday, 10 a.m. We're here every Saturday. We're going to try to increase more and more lives as we get into September, especially that we're hearing about TikTok might go dark. So we're going to migrate here. If you're on TikTok and you're on here, this is just a smaller version of what we do on TikTok. We'll make this, we'll be comprehensive on this one. But this is think about what happened this week, what happened last week, and seriously, the way the summer ended, I think is going to make people a little nervous when they come back next week. A lot of things materialized and they got a little bit of exposed Thursday and Friday, especially Friday was, in my opinion, month end and also summer end. So now they got the senior people coming back. You had the stock market breathe a little bit on the downside. You had some of the murmur around about gold, about silver, about commodities, the dollar, and then you started to see some follow through. So what you have on a day like yesterday, you had gold market popping big time, okay? Now our opinion was this was a trap, and now it's back in. You got the silver market, 15, last time silver was up here with a 40 handle, okay? I've been doing silver for pushing 5 decades. Last time I had a 40 handle was in 2010, and I remember it because silver got up to 50 bucks. This is different, and if you remember, we said this, we put a video out, in June, when silver was around here. We made a special video around here, right here. We said silver is the sleeper of the summer. In here, it's very hard to trade, pulls back, spooks you out, gets up here, spooks you out. But if you can hold on to it, look where you're going to wind up. And I actually think we are ready for a serious move in silver. This could be serious. What we're trying to do is we're trying to figure out ways to get long, because we traded around our gold equities, our silver equities. What we did this week, we got back into some of our platinum equities. I found an abstract gold equity if you belong to the group. Because gold stocks are just flying. So I found one that didn't start to fly yet. I did a little homework on it, and I actually think it's going to catch up to the rest of them fast. Okay, we have it on as a group. It's not on this board. It's something you want to do. We want to keep exposure. So now we bought some platinum futures in addition. What happened think of the ones we talked about at the beginning of the week or last week. Some of the markets that are so short that they're at a point now where the speculative position is dominant compared to the fundamentals. And what was that in? Natural gas and the grains. Well, look what happened. Look at natural gas this week. We've been waiting for hurricane season to start. We didn't even get it. There's no weather. Look at this. You got a 25-cent bounce from the lows. Okay? This is the market that's skewed. And now, over the last 36 hours, some fundamentals are changing in natural gas, which are bullish. So what do we want to see here? You know, myself, I have you always look at my positions. I have a very large natural gas position. Now I would love to see it pull back a little bit and reject, because if these pullbacks are weak and shallow, then the next move is going to come. This is without, as we approach hurricane season, this is without any hurricanes. There's still, you look outside, weather's beautiful, weather is not anticipated. If it comes, this thing has a big move in it. We think natural gas is going to go. The grain markets, we talked about the markets that have stories and which ones don't. Corn has a big story. It hasn't been any piece of bullish news in corn. Nothing. Okay. U.S. is a big exporter. They've lost all their contracts to other countries, pretty much because of the tariffs, and the president's causing a little friction. Okay. So shouldn't the corn market exaggerated on the downside? Got itself so extremely short. Where can it really go? We think it's done on the downside. So when it holds, it's not just going to sit. It should bounce. Here's corn. Is this the beginning of a bounce or what? What do you think? Talked about it right here. So guys, down here, what the story is priced in, and in our opinion, is priced in times 2. There are 2 people short for every one that should be short to back up the fundamentals. Now, how are they going to cover? They try to cover a little, and look what happens. Okay, there is a lot of room here in corn. A lot of room. You can pull back a few times, but this thing has room, and it's got nothing to do with the fundamentals at this point. It's got to do with the shorts. Who's uncomfortable now? When you're short, let me bring this point out. When you're short on the way down, everybody's smiling, piling in, add me on, and then you get people say when you break these big areas, oh, I want to be short corn too. Who's going to take our corn? No one wants U.S. corn. Okay, now the music's over. The same story you said here to get short. Now it's up here. Now you say to yourself, oh, I'm going to stuck some money here. The money I was making is not here. And now everyone in this train is sitting on the short side. Who's going to sell me this corn? This is when you have these kind of moves. We've had a couple of moves like this in some of these commodities. Okay, I'm going to show you one just as an example to show you what can happen. This is the coffee market. Now, you know, we take in our coffee from different parts of the world, mostly South America, okay? And the tariffs were put onto those countries. So, you know, the producers say, we'll hold the coffee. Okay, then you get a little bit of weather. It's a little uncomfortable weather. Now, you got the market saying, okay, you have no coffee, you have no weather, we're sitting very short. Look what happens to coffee. Look at that. We think this can happen in some of those other markets that are skewed short too much, which we think could be the grains, which we think could be natural gas, especially we think corn and soybeans. We think they can go. You can have one of these. So something that would have been a single becomes a triple or a home run. But you got to recognize these. You can't react to them. You got to be proactive. You can't be reactive. Okay, if you're reactive to this, you bought it up here, and you know it's very hard to hang on. Okay, that's why we were proactive as corn came down, as natural gas came down, and then you put them on, and now we're in the driver's seat, in my opinion. Okay, so those are the highlights for the week. Stocks, in our opinion, have turned. Okay, the big name stocks that everybody was look out, here we go, here we go, here we go. All right, what are the biggest names we talk about? NVIDIA, Palantir. Talked about this last week. Okay. When they were on their highs, there's a story, and no matter what it was just going higher. We made a video about this saying, all the people up here said, I just got to get in, I can't miss this. All these people are caught up here. And now look how far away it is from being up near its highs. So it's not like we're hovering and you can go hovering. Now you got to do some work to get back up here. In the interim, if the stock market's going to breathe a little bit, if the murmur around the planet now is that the U.S. is kind of losing a little bit of credibility, then all these big name stocks that are so crowded, they may breathe. So a bounce up here is probably what they're going to try. But what happens if it fails? Okay, what happens if you start to get away from this area and start to go lower? Then you got a lot of uncomfortable people. People that find these people have had a great job. We get down around here, all these people that did well, now they're just doing good. They're not doing well. And you got people stuck. So you have you might be a little bit of even around here where it could be a little bit of an emotional decision. This is what's going on with other big stocks that have been on their way up. NVIDIA, you got that out of the way this week. You had their earnings came out. Earnings were constructive. NVIDIA was up for a little while, and then it started to breathe. And now it's breathing, and now you look where you are. Let me tell you, I'm not getting short. We made a video about this. I was wrong up around here. I said, I'm not going to play in this game, okay? Because this has got too many people that just aren't afraid of it. But now you're far away from that high after the earnings. You're down here. You need like a 10-point rally just to get back up here. Fine, and it probably will happen, okay? Because this thing is a beast. But what happens if you get down around here now? Now there's a lot of look at that. Every line is a day. How many days we stood up above this 180 area? So a lot of people got themselves long, reading the same stories. It all makes sense, but then you could be long and say the story is good, but if you're at 180 and now you're down around 160, you say to yourself, I don't care what the story is, I'm down 20 points, and the market might be a little uncomfortable. This is what you got to keep in mind. We're far away from these highs now. It's a very different scenario. Okay, so that's kind of our overall view. We put a couple of sleepers on this week, and they're starting to work. You know our opinion, you know my opinion. I think the market is turning bearish. I think they're bullish, and I think they put themselves in a trap. I think they got bullish at the wrong areas, and a breather can make the market go lower. We thought the last 2 weeks of August were going to be volatile. They weren't very volatile. Okay, if anything, they set up the traps for us. But we thought it was going to be exciting, especially this week that just passed. We thought something was going to hit a nerve. Nothing hit a nerve. Maybe the metals did. But this week coming up, if something does hit a nerve now, I think it's going to be a continuation the way the market ended on Thursday and Friday, with stocks being a little weaker and some commodities being a little stronger. Okay. Any questions to start?
Yeah, so first question we have, how do you feel TMC will do in the next week?
TMC is what we're going to talk about. Why? Because we put this on. Okay, and we think TMC has got the nerve. This is TMC. Okay, if you remember, we put on a big position here and we sold it out. Not up here, we sold it out up here. Got out of the entire position. That's a great trade. Something you buy in the twos and threes, sell it out in the sixes and sevens, and then we waited. And then we bought it 3 times last week, right in this area. We think TMC has got room. Now, this is a good close. I think TMC is going to, well, we made a video about this. I'm looking down here. We made a video about this 24th. We made one on the 16th and then one on the 24th. On the 24th, we said all you got to do is sit around here and hold. And then we think this thing's going to go right back up. And I think it's going to go right back up. I think you're going to see this thing here, here, and here very fast. And if it depends how fast it goes, or depends how the market is, if this gets any kind of flows or any kind of rotation from the big name stocks, this has got room. We have a good position on. We think this one is going to pop.
Next question is going to be on palladium.
Palladium. You know, we got back into palladium, and we're very comfortable being along palladium. We actually even bought platinum this week. Okay, this is our home run commodity trade of the year. We bought palladium down here. We sold it right here. Caught the entire move and then waited, and then got back in right around here. Doing a little work around here. We think palladium's going to get ready to go right back up. We like palladium. We like platinum. We also go back into the palladium and platinum equities that we like.
That's all the questions
Good?
for now.
Okay. So you have an idea what our opinions are. And I think they're going to be a little more stronger going forward because we got a little bit more conviction. I tell you, when you got natural gas on, you got grains on, and they have a hard time. They're grinding down and grinding down. It's hard to stay in the market. Okay, but if you believe in your story, which is the way we trade, we're not day traders, we're not swing traders, we're directional traders, and we have stories behind our ideas. So if you didn't have a story behind your idea, it's too hard to stay long the grains, too hard to stay long natural gas. You kind of give in. We held on because of our story. Now the people, so that we use an elevator as an analogy. The elevator is empty in natural gas. The elevator is empty in grains. People are going to want to get in now. Now there's who's going to let them in? That's where we think we got the edge. And you get into a market now that's probably still illiquid from the tail end of the summer, and the people want to get involved and they have the wrong position. Like we look for skews, we look for crowded trades. Crowded trades, hands down, are big name stocks. Crowded trades, hands down, are shorts in some of those commodities. So just for them to get out of their positions is going to take, you're going to need liquidity. I don't know if it's there. And that's when you turn a single into a double or a triple or a home run. I think that's there. A couple of ideas we got going on. I'm just going to go over some things. Remember we talked about ExxonMobil. We bought it. We bought it twice. We bought ExxonMobil here. Made a video about it. Pieced out, sold it. Made another video, sold the whole thing out here. Then we said down here, now this video, let me see, I got the dates on these things. On the 24th, the 16th and the 24th, right around here, we said, guys, we bought a lot of ExxonMobil. Bought it 3 different times. This looked like it was quiet, and our opinion was this was very bullish. Well, look at it. Bang, straight back up. With the oil stocks, ExxonMobil, Devon Energy, ConocoPhillips, we don't have a massive opinion. We just think you could trade these things for a while. If you notice, oil is 60, 65, 70, 75, down to 70, 65. It's going nowhere. So if it's going to do that, we can trade these all day. We've probably traded this a half a dozen times this year and made 4, 5, 6, 7 points. So you sit there, and ExxonMobil sitting around here, okay, looks like it's been there all year. All right, you're going all the way back to the end. It's right where it started. We probably made 35, 40 points straight in ExxonMobil. We're going to continue to trade that way. Some we're going to trade, some that we have a strong opinion, like metals. We think that's a different story. It's ready to go to the next sector. Okay, let's go over how we're looking so far. If you wanted to see how the group is trading, This is us for the year, guys. 200%. That's what we're up for the year. A little more, maybe around 205, 206. Well, look at what we trade, guys. We trade what we talk about. We trade commodities. We trade resources. We trade futures, or we'll try to trade some equities that'll give us the same kind of exposure. Just look at the names: wheat, soybeans, platinum, Freeport, that's a copper stock. SBSW, that's a platinum stock. Valero, we just showed you Valero, food processors, silver, okay? Look at all these things: wheat, soybeans, gasoline, okay? We stick to what we know. Not what we know, it's just something we have experience. I've been in the commodity business over 4 decades. I've seen things. I recognize things. You know how I recognize things? Because I remember all the times I lost money falling into traps. Now I don't fall into the traps. I see the traps setting up, and it helps. Then you think about when you trade, everybody's gung-ho at the wrong time, or everybody is spooked at the wrong time. But if you understand your stories and you recognize the traps being set up, then you avoid. There's times to make money, there's times not to get caught and give it back. That's the way we trade. So when we're right, we cash in. The way we stay away from giving it back is being out when you're supposed to be out, letting things breathe. We just gave you a couple of examples. How you cash in, have patience, wait for them to come back, and they come back in. This is us. And look at the trades. No home runs. Okay? Futures, equities. You're definitely getting some trades. This is how many trades we did this year so far. 386 trades. Okay? Wins, losses. This is a return on everything that's closed. We have some open positions, but we're still, even with the open position, we're still sitting around 205, 206 for the year. 200%. Okay? You want to be in these markets? You want to invest in the market? We're not investors, we're traders. You want to invest in the market, has a couple of good years, you make 10, 15%. Then when it has a down years, you're going to give it back. Okay? How are you going to get up to 200%? You need 10 good years. You're going to have 10 good years in a row. You can get up to this. People that are committed from January are up 200%. We have members in the group. They tell us their stories. Believe me, I'm smile bigger than they smile when they tell me those stories. It's just by focusing. You don't have to do the work. I'll do it for you. This is what we do. We're on Discord. This is my opinions all day. And we just talked about TMC. Look at that. Okay. TECK, one we just got involved in this week, copper. Okay. You don't have to do the work. I do the work, and I let you know when I'm trading. Okay. This is us. Okay. Look at everything before I trade it, I give people a heads up. All you got to do is have your trade alert on. I'll say, guys, I'm looking at ExxonMobil. Okay, and then if everything lines up, all you do is looking over my shoulder. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I am selling my ExxonMobil. JetBlue, I am selling my JetBlue. I'm just going back, over the last few trades. But this way, because I looked at a lot of sites, and a lot of sites tell you after the fact what they did. Say, oh, guys, we just had a nice trade in Apple or ExxonMobil. We just caught it. Well, why don't you tell me when you're doing it? They tell you after the fact. How about doing it as a team? We work as a team here, and you can see. Look at this. Sometimes things line up and they don't trade. Fine. Approaching targets, but it didn't line up. You see everything here. Everything is very transparent. Everything is straight up. We trade futures. Okay. Done very well in futures this year. Well, I got commodity experience. So I see the edges and we're taking advantage of them. You got to have patience on those. But those are levered. They're very different than trading equities. But if you have discipline, people are afraid of commodities. People are afraid of leverage. I'm the other way around. Leverage is giving me opportunity, and all I need to control the opportunity is discipline. We have discipline. I'm doing this forever. Okay, got general chat. We got questions all day. Okay, we have a midday every Thursday. Guy Adami from CNBC. We have a live webinar, half hour, 45 minutes. Guy Adami from CNBC. He has macro views. He's been on fire for about a year and a half, 2 years now. Q&A, go over things. He gives us his macro views. And it's up to me to find trading strategies. Got a midday clip every day between 11 and 12, because these are trading markets. They're not investable markets. So you know what you do? You make adjustments. So sometimes you have an opinion at 8 a.m. By 11 a.m. it's changed. That's how you make your money. You know, we made a lot of our money this year by recognizing reversals. Put out a clip, change our game plan, or stick to the plan. Something that's going on right now. Bots. We're in the bot sector. Joe Bot, young man, created an algorithm. If you trade bots, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's up over 60%, pushing 70%. since in the last 3 months. If you're up 60, 70% trading bots, stick to what you're doing. But if you're getting chopped up or you don't have confidence, steady. And you can see everything is here. Come out. What you're looking to do, the loss, the gain, the price entry. The whole strategy is here. You add it up, 60, 70%. That's all I look at. I know how much I'm going to lose. I know how much I'm going to make. Batting average is good. Look at 60, 70. What are you making 60, 70% trading bots? I wasn't a believer. I'm a believer now. That's another subscription. Okay, so this is where we stand. If you want to join, this is us. RNTR Trading. Okay. We don't trade crypto because we have a lot of lookalikes now that people try to impersonate us. People saying we trade crypto. We don't trade crypto. People saying us send me your money. We don't ask you for money. You want to join? You contact us. We contact you back. We send you the mail. We send you the instructions. We set you up to invite you into the Discord, to invite you into everything you get. You get all of this, not the bots. Bots are a separate subscription. You get all this that I've just showed you. The webinars, the Discord all day, the trade, the logs, everything is there. You see the logbook with the trades. Everything comes with this. It's a monthly membership. How can you beat this? You can leave anytime you want. Just my opinion. It's incredible. In my opinion, we're giving this away. Okay? But I enjoy teaching. I've been doing this for a while. I focus on teaching. This is what we're doing right now. Okay, that's if you want to sign. RNTR.trading. Okay? Let's see if we've got any questions before we hit the road here. No questions? Okay. Guys, we're going to be here. We're here every Saturday at 10 a.m. As we get closer to the middle of September, I'm not sure when it is, but if TikTok does go dark, we'll be doing this at least 3 or 4 times a week. Okay, I would assume we're going to be the same thing, like around 8:30 a.m. Right now, we're at 8:30 on a Wednesday, we're at 8:30 on a Friday, and we're at 10:30 on a Saturday. Okay, so we'll start to migrate over. But if you stay on this, look at this, guys. Opportunities. Don't let these opportunities go by. Okay, if the market does turn the way we think it is, people are going to give back so much money because they're going to say the market's holding. Don't worry, it'll come back. And then they're going to get hurt, then they're going to get frozen, and then they're going to get uncomfortable. We're the other way around. We know how to make money on the short side. We've shown that too. Okay? We make money both ways, when it goes up and when it goes down. We've got shorts on this year that are going to work. Actually, if you look at my list, because I have a list every week, my short list is getting bigger than my long list. We have more opinions of how to get short some stocks. If you trade options, stay away from them if you're a buyer of options. You're overpaying on any option you buy. We have an option boot camp that will show you how to price options properly. So we don't buy puts if they're overpriced. We find ways to get short. All right, I'll see you next Saturday, 10 a.m. And then also stay posted when you see TikTok kind of going dark. We also got clips, guys. We have these mini clips that you're going to get. You'll get them probably tomorrow of what we're looking at for the week coming up. All right, I'll see you next Saturday.